how big is the development team? Well, for World Zero, and I've gone over this before, we have Sean, who is the environment and map dungeon builder and also our art lead on the team. So he, looks over anything art related. We have Talon, who is our lead programmer. We have Rin, who is our cosmetic and equipment modeler. So she does battle passes, weapons, armor, everything like that, accessories. And then there's me, the project manager. Is the plan for upgrading process change to make it more forgiving and more expensive? So yeah, with upgrading, I want to make it instantaneous, so you don't have to watch the stupid little hammer go across the progress bar and hope that you get it. You get it. We're just gonna make it more expensive but instantaneous. So you're still kind of sinking in that same amount of gold, but you're not sitting there watching a hammer go by and hoping that it, hits it and then pressing it again and pressing it again. It's more of a quicker process.
Hey guys, MarvelousDream here, and in this video I show you a Discord stream that World Zero held. Be sure to follow them in Discord, I'll put that in the link. In this video you will see possibilities of what might be in World 10. Remember, it's first looks and everything is subject to change. But make sure you guys follow them. I'll let the video run, and you'll see possible stuff that might come to World 10 then.
This is a leak one more time of the cash shop that we were working on. It's going to show you a couple things. You can see that we are adding the cart so that you can add multiple things to it before you check out. You could see if the item is tradable or not. And then you'll notice that in the avatar preview there, the stub is gone for the headless item, which will be coming out this week. Just the headless stuff. The cash shop is still being worked on. Can you show me the map? Sean, do you mind showing an overview when you get his chance? Just one more time.
Yep.
You don't have to point out what's what. You could just kind of show it. There you go. And keep in mind it's still in development, Are the leftover holiday coins going to be like the leftover tickets and have no use? Again, I don't know the best solution. Unless we just keep the hub open. Oh, hi, Talon. Talon, if you want to join the stage, feel free. Maybe we'll keep the hub open a little bit longer past the event, so you can at least spend your remaining coins and tickets. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do there. And you guys can see that Talon posted a new picture of the cash shop that he is currently working on. Something that we could do is a game that most of you probably don't know about. It's called Tower Unite. What they did to kind of get rid of a lot of existing... Actually, I guess they didn't do it, but they should have done it this way. Is they had an anniversary event, and they made a new currency for this event. But I think in World Zero's way that we have things, we should do something where we have an anniversary event where we open up all the holiday shops, and you can spend your currency that you might have had left over to get those items again, kind of thing. But maybe they're at like a higher rate or something.
Oh, true unknown NPC. How many more worlds do you plan on making? For now, World 10 is going to be I don't want to say the last one, but the one we're going to take a break on while we fix other content, and like add more content that isn't more worlds.
Will there be a new class soon? Right now we're focusing on World 10, but we will see. You'll see what happens. How come PvP was put on the back burner? It's not really the core gameplay, and I think that's what we have to fix before we look at PvP.
There's no incentive to PvP, and there's no reward for doing it. Maybe if we sold like PvP exclusive items for getting kills or something.
Yeah, you get a coin above your head every time you get a kill, and then you cash out when you.
That's not what I meant.
Well, there would be a katana-related class possibly coming in the future. Well, we want to focus on equipment that we do have. Creating a class that uses a brand new set of equipment would be a lot. And, we need to show some love to like the great sword users, axe users, stuff like weapons that don't get used beyond one class. I think, Dragoon, Demon, and Archer are a little bit of an exception, but great swords, axes, shields, and long swords are definitely not used enough. Staffs got way overused. Will there ever be a system that exchanges gold to crystals? No. Are there any planned revamps regarding some aspects of the game that can be heavily improved upon? User interface, modeling, game mechanics. Yeah, I mean, if you look at game news, I kind of put out a list of what I feel like are some underlying issues with the core gameplay, and we're going to be trying to go through and improve upon those things. Can we have it snowing in World 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Ooh, I want to do weather.
Yeah, I someone actually asked that earlier when and at least for the bosses, I really like the atmosphere changes that we do in World 9 for boss fights for the world events. And I think we could do that just in general in World 10 if we're able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with doing that. And
Yeah, and we could do it with the caves too. Have a different atmosphere for the cave.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely have atmosphere in the caves, but yeah.
Yeah.
Weather.
Well, zero armor is dyed. I mean, not dyed, textured. So in order to make that work, we'd have to make a lot of changes to zero gear and zero armor. So I don't know if we'll do that anytime soon. It's a cool idea. It would just take a lot of work. Will there be new classes for World 10? At the moment, no. But I would like to get a new class in this year, maybe multiple. Any new perks coming out? Soon. I don't know with World 10 specifically, but yes. Will Purple Stones work for World 10? As the release of World 8 and World 9, they will have a new Empowering Stone. What's the new max level? 135, because we're going to bump everything over. Will dyeing the armor beforehand keep the color on the cosmetic? I struggled wording this. When transmogging becomes a thing, and if you have your armor dyed and you go to transmog it, it will retain the dye. Yeah.
The reason why we kind of landed on the colors we did is because brass, dark stone, and the white of snow look really good together. And so we did that. That's basically all it is. It doesn't have to go any more deeper than that. It just looks good.
And I see somebody saying it gives off Skyrim vibes.
Yeah.
Skyrim was definitely something we were looking at when we were thinking of the ideas for this.
Yeah, Skyrim. Actually, let me pull up that sheet.
Skyrim,
but...
World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls online was a big one as well. I mean, that's kind of in the same of like
Skyrim.
But there was another one though. What was it? I want to say it was like Banjo-Kazooie or something like that. There's one world in that. What was it? And here's another one.
An updated one. Yeah.
Updated one. This one I was after our really long meeting about it.
Yeah, mine is kind of the before we had the meeting.
Yeah, it was before the meeting, and then
yeah.
So you can see at the very bottom, there's color schemes there. I think the paint issue. The green. What was that? Was gonna be the lighting. Let's see.
By the way, if anybody has any ideas for, we're doing a spring battle pass that'll incorporate Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, and just like overall spring theme. If anybody has any ideas that would go towards that, you can post them in the suggestions channel. I give you permission. Easter won't be involved in it. Easter comes later. It's not part of this battle pass. If you have any ideas towards that, feel free.
And remember, a big map is not always a good thing, because you, as the player, have to run everywhere. So you kind of want it to be a little bit more condensed. Like, it's open world is great, but getting places in a way that is fun is sometimes better. Let me read it. In World 9, it felt like there was a lot of invisible boxes preventing you from getting into areas that looked fun to explore. We're going to see less barriers in World 10, the plateaus with trees on them. Yes. Yes, in that there will be less barriers, in World 10, only because the way that I've designed it, I'm probably gonna let players be up here, maybe. The plateau in World 10, I might just remove the barriers. I don't know, like, they aren't... It's not bad if players get up there. It is... No, I don't think you'd be able to climb the tree. I think I can turn the collisions off for the tree. Yeah, I don't really have a reason for having those collisions there, and so that probably means that I should probably remove them. I'm gonna make a card of that and probably
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you.
Is there any chance of having a quest that interacts with an NPC? I mean, as long as it's a world quest and you start it within our usual quest menu, we could totally make a quest trigger that it's like find the NPC and then you walk to that location. It's totally doable.
It's doable. It might not happen because that might be friction to players actually getting started on the quest. And that's always a hard thing.
We'll probably have Nightmare Towers in the future, by the way. If we had time, we would have made a Nightmare class fight, but we just don't have time to do that. But when we fix up wave defense, Nightmare Towers are definitely something to be considered. I was okay with the way the Corrupted Colossus was released, but due to community feedback, it was nerfed accordingly. If it were my decision entirely and I didn't see any sort of uprising by the community when it was released, I would have left him the same. Because the game does need some kind of challenge, but people were complaining too much, and that was the result.
Oh, and with claws being mentioned, Lockhart and I were the ones to him up and make all of his attacks. But I did his balancing because I made like the Mega Ice Wall attack that everybody hates so much. I wanted him to be kind of challenging, but I saw all of the outrage that the community had towards him because it was too hard, or because it's just too different from other bosses, I guess. I would have preferred if he stayed as is.
Bosses don't do that. A lot of our bosses, you could stand next to them, smack them, and just keep smacking them with no fear for taking damage, no fear for your life. And a lot of that goes into it. I mean, you have pets that can keep you alive through literally any attack. You have, healing abilities that can or healing pets that can just heal you. Some attacks just don't do enough damage, and you could just tank it and not worry about it. So it's all sorts of different things, and just, I don't want there to be a boss that you could just stand still, smack, it dies, you move on. Can you allow more back accessories on the character? So at some point, we're going to have to redo the entire inventory UI, which I know Talon is just super excited to do.
No.
To accommodate for just fixing, because there's no space. There's no space to add any more slots for your character, even if we wanted to. Are you guys going to make it so that weekly streaks actually matter? I have a week of 38 now, but it doesn't give anything extra. It's more of a flexing thing right now. I don't know if we'll give it any sort of value, because we don't want to like increase your rewards to the point where you're just getting a ridiculous amount of crystals and then the economy crashes and the game dies and nobody plays it anymore. So, yeah.
They say week 38?
Wow. Someone's already on like 140, so it's not really that impressive.
Whoa! Hey, that's still impressive. 38 or 140 is still very impressive. Good job on you.
A leaderboard for
Oh,
most
streaks! Wait, why did I
Streak.
not think of that? Having a leaderboard for how many? Why did we not? Like, I think for World Zero to have like their own little special holiday would be really cool.
0 day.
0 day. There will probably be a new empowering stone with World 10. Just to fit the way they work. But I don't really like the way empowering works as they are right now. Or as it is right now. When building the world, are mobs and mini bosses hard coded in, or are there adjustable spawners for possible different enemy types? I'll give you a little bit of insight on how the spawners work and how like the setup works. Is it's a part. It has a couple different values underneath it, basically saying, okay, what is the mob that's going to spawn here? How many? Level. And I think those are all the regular parameters, right, Sean?
Yes.
Quantity, level, and name. So yeah, we could specify whatever we want. I mean, we could have, Ignis just spawn if we really wanted to. We're not going to do that, but will the old hair be replaced with new ones? Because the coloring of the old ones was awful and they look low grade compared to new ones. So we won't be replacing old hairstyles, but we do have a Rin, our artist who does most of the cosmetics and battle pass items, and the new hairs that came out. She went through and she's adding a scalp underneath the hairstyles. So instead of seeing that bald spot where you see your player's actual head, you would see a colored scalp that matches your hair color. So that way you wouldn't even notice any holes in the hairstyle that you're wearing. And there will be new hairstyles added in the future when we have time to do so. The bald hairstyle option will just still have bald. It won't have anything. Will you guys do different kinds of streams, like boss design process stream maybe? I mean, I'm not against it. It's just a lot of the times when we are designing a dungeon or a boss, there's a lot of back and forth, and we will start with one idea, but as we start creating it, it will change.
Like and subscribe.
Twitch.tv/Kensai666.
Hey, gamers.
Subscribe.